Hey guys, Ralph here. True Power, Trumpet Fitness, and welcome to terrific Tuesday. It is terrific. It's a miserable day. Weather out. It's like raining like crazy, but it has been so nice around here. So nice around here weather-wise. It's wonderful. And rain or shine, if you got unlimited double C's, life's good. Anyway, haven't played a note. It's been a while since I've done this. I usually get the practice done in the morning because I've had students in the morning, but haven't played a note. So let's see what we got. You saw the thumbnail. Beat up, build up. Don't beat up your chops. Okay? I'll explain it. Explain it. How's that for warm up? Hellacious, double C's, Haydn concerto, switching trumpets. Done it before, and I'll do it again. The best lemonade, my own creation. If you want the recipe, email me below. So good to replenish the electrolytes. Anyway, build up. Don't beat up your chops. Guys, I am knee deep in my my summer workouts with my clients. A lot of them are pitchers. I told you that's where my doctoral dissertation is. And I do it myself. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, okay, before anybody else is even awake. And I'm down in the field, and I am throwing a minimum 100 baseballs, as many as 200 baseballs. I'll get up to 500 baseballs before the end of the summer. By the end of the July, I'll be in mid-90s. Low 90s. 68 years old. Unheard of. Guys, it's the same concepts. The same concepts that you are using with pitching that as you are doing the trumpet. And I advertise 100+ mile per hour and never hurt your arm. You guys, you know I've been saying it. All the double C's you want, and never hurt your lips. Not only do you never hurt your lips, you don't have to warm up. Okay? Now, how do you do that? Simple. It's the same thing that I've been preaching to you and my pitchers for years. Okay? Now, what you want to do as a pitcher is you want to remove all the strain from the pitching arm. All the strain from the pitching arm, and have the arm, I use the term, along for the ride. That is so foreign to any pitcher, along for the ride. To throw 100, 200 baseballs and have your arm feel fresh as a daisy. And again, like the trumpet, not even have to warm up the next day. It's just fresh as a daisy because there is no strain on the arm. Same thing for pitchers, for trumpet players. No strain on the lips. Now, there has to be something working. You're not out there meditating. Something has to work. In the trumpet world, it's the tongue. In the pitcher's world, we use compression as well inside the mouth, but it's mostly in the core and the legs. Now, I'll not get too much into the pitching, but the correlation is frightening. Thus, my doctoral dissertation. But the whole concept is, guys, you have to build up, not beat up. And there is a very, very thin line between building your chops up and beating them up. And you have to stay south of that line. And when in doubt, put it down. When in doubt, do much less than you thought you would. Now, the more you go, the more you practice, the more you play this, you are going to know exactly when it's time to put it down and when it's not. Okay? The tone will tell you and the feel will tell you. But guys, as long as you stay beneath that threshold of beating up and stay on the threshold of building up, the world is your oyster. There's no reason in the world that you can't play a triple C and low Gs and F sharps. No reason in the world. Anybody can build up those chops. What you do with the chops, the genius of Maynard Ferguson, the genius of Maurice Andre, that's a different story. That comes from God. That comes from intense, intense study. Okay? But the physical part, anybody can do it, and anybody can do it easily. But you can't be beating yourself up. Okay? Now, what do you do to keep that? Very, very simple. The actual function of playing the trumpet or throwing a baseball or lifting weights is tearing muscle down. That's what it's doing. It's not until you rest that you start building muscle up. Okay? That's why all us true power guys can get away with taking some days off, and there's nothing to worry about because you haven't beat anything up, you haven't ruined anything. So it's just there the way you left it when you got back. Now the coordination involved in everything with technique and that's a different thing. Okay? Build up, don't beat up. Now, spit buzzing is the best thing you can do for this. When you feel it crashing, you stop, take a little bit of rest, just because it'll be a couple seconds, spit buzz, do it again. You're back to it. And as long as you keep that equation evolved, you can practice all day. All day. Now, by the time you get to the 5th or 6th hour, yes, maybe your double C's are not going to be there. But as long as you stay in your happy zone, okay, as long as you stay in the range where you are not beating yourself up, yes, you can practice 8, 10, you can practice 24 hours a day. As long as you keep stopping, spit buzzing, and resetting, you will not beat yourself up. Now, it might, by the 10th hour, okay, and I've done 10 hours in a day, practice playing at night, I've done 10 hours. As long as you incorporate that equation, you can keep going. Your chops will keep going, and they will not feel beat up the next day. Now, the problem with the playing scenario, as I said a zillion times, you don't always have the luxury of stopping, spit buzzing, and resetting when you need it. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to stop and reset. We'll try that Maynard solo again. I got to stop and reset. Take from letter A. You can't, right? It's just silly. It's just silly. Okay? Build up. Don't beat up. Spit buzzing, rest, and don't let your ego get in the way. If you're playing some tough part and you're practicing and you're crashing in the middle of it, but you want to finish the phrase, guys, you have to stop. Spit buzz and reset and put it and jump right in right where you left off in the middle of the phrase. Okay? And if you can only play one measure without resetting, do it. That combination will work. That is extremely frustrating and extremely boring. And I've said a zillion times, it's not how much you play for chops. It's how right you play So I don't see why you want to torture yourself that 10 hours later and just down to one. You can only do one measure. I don't see why you'd want to do that. But that's it. Okay? If you want the recipe for lemonade, email me down below and I'll send it off to you. It's wonderful. Anyway, build up. Don't beat up. Live your life with true power. Love you all.